Namaste, everyone. This is Vidal, and I'm looking forward to another great year at the Sedona Vedic Astrology Conference. This year, I'm going to be presenting an all day intensive on the topic of remedies through yoga and Ayurveda. And we're going to look at Jyotish and how Jyotish can be used to use the practices of yoga and Ayurveda for healing, for well being. I've had the privilege of serving many, many people at my own center of many years in Los Angeles, where I had an integrative wellness clinic. And we did panchakarma yoga classes. And in those clinical sessions where I was able to see clients, I would look at the chart and look at the chart for different aspects of a person's health, their well being. And I would custom tailor the yoga practices, the postures, the breathing exercises, meditation, and Ayurvedic healing modalities like the treatments, the diet, the herbs, the spices. All of those things I was able to do these custom programs for people that were very integral, very holistic, and it gave a person a complete plan for well-being. As I've taught for many years, yoga alone is not enough. Jyotish alone is not enough. We must bring yoga, Ayurveda, and Jyotish together for complete balance of the body, Ayurveda, the mind, yoga, and understanding of the karma and the history of the soul, Jyotish. These three really work together to create an integral approach to well-being and balance of the mind-body relationship. So we're going to look at the chart. We're going to look at different factors in the chart. For example, Saturn dasha, or what planetary dashas do and how they can affect different doshas in a person's health and well-being, and then apply yoga, apply Ayurvedic modalities to create that balance. We'll also look at certain factors in the rising sign. We'll also look at the Dastana houses, the 6th, the 8th, and the 12th, and see how those also are factors to health and well-being. And we'll also especially look at women's health, which is a huge topic, especially today with women doing excessive amounts of yoga, physical activity. There's a lot of demand on that woman's body today, and we're seeing the repercussions of that. We're seeing the issues show up in the hormonal system with infertility, imbalances with thyroid, and many other issues that are extending out into skin issues, digestive issues, weight gain, hair loss, and many factors that are really affecting women today. And the moon tells us a lot about these things and where the moon is placed and other factors that we can see in their lifestyle that may be contraindicating to these factors that exist in their chart, but they don't know. And a lot of times what people are doing is just following what society is promoting. They're just following what the yoga school is telling them to do, but they're not doing things according to what is good for them and what is important for their constitution, for their karmic history. And so I want to look at that and bring that in and also share with you a number of client cases. I have thousands of client cases. I saw over 6,000 people at my own clinic. I continue to see people since that time all over the world. I travel to many different countries, and I do integrative counseling cases where I encourage people to bring in yoga, the lifestyle Ayurveda, and also to consider the importance of their astrology, their unique factors, the rising sign, the moon sign, the sun sign, and how those play into creating balance for those doshas. Because unless we have really these doshas out of the way, the majority of our attention goes where? To the pain, to the discomfort. And again, attention is placed on the body. And the great mantra, the saying, the intention of Vedanta, which is the great philosophy of these traditions, is that we're not the mind, we're not the body. But when we get trapped in the mind through thoughts, ego, intellect, and these disturbances that occur in the mind, where do we go? Well, our prana goes to where the mind goes. And if the mind is trapped on those devices, on those obstacles, then all of our prana goes to those places. And this becomes a deterrent to our spiritual evolution. And the same goes with the body. If our body's not feeling well, if we're feeling these disturbances in the body, the doshas and imbalances that we experience, our energy goes there, our mind goes there, our prana goes there. And then again, where is the spiritual evolution? We then have these obstacles to overcome. And this is where yoga, Ayurveda, and Jyotish, that trinity, creates the integral foundation for well-being of the body, balance of the body, balance of the doshas, which is the primary focus of Ayurveda, balance of the mind, which is to overcome the mind itself, the ego, the intellect, the senses, the emotions, finally to get overcome those things, and then to attain that harmony, that relationship with the soul, so that we can abide in the true self of our existence. But we must remove the mind and the body to attain that direct connection, that direct experience that the scriptures and the great teachers, the great gurus have promised us. This is the promise of the Vedas, that love is within us, that happiness is within us, that peace is within us. And this is where these tools of yoga, Ayurveda, and these teachings and Jyotish become very, very powerful and very important for the evolution of mankind. So I hope that you will join me on Friday at the Sedona Vedic Astrology Conference for this all-day intensive, where I'm going to share with you case studies. I'm going to share with you years, quite frankly, almost 2 decades of integral Vedic practice, yoga, practices and techniques of postural yoga, pranayama, mantra, meditation, Ayurveda, the diet, great use of herbal preparations, and the cycles and how to apply these things to daily, seasonal, and yearly lifetime cycles. And Jyotish, and looking at these factors in the chart, looking at how the chart can really give us a more precise way to create remedies, to create prescriptions that actually work. Again and again, I tell people this: yoga alone is not enough. Ayurveda alone is not enough. And Jyotish alone is not enough. We see it time and time again. Those individuals that just follow one modality, they disregard other aspects of their life, and they find themselves out of balance. They find themselves in disaccord with their true nature. And this is what I aim to inspire and to bring back into your life. And I also will be teaching meditations in the mornings. I believe we're starting them at 7 a.m. And I hope you will join me for those as well. These are great opportunities for us to come together, especially as a community, in that stillness and that deep silence, to start the day at the important time of the day, right as that sun is rising, to come into that stillness, to chant together, to meditate, and to override the mind and the afflictions of the mind. These techniques work, but we can't do it alone. Sadhana works if you do it, but again, you can't do it alone. Sadhana and Sangha must come together. Sadhana, Sangha, and Seva also really work well together. These three. So when we bring our practice together in that collective consciousness, it becomes like a powerful locomotive. It's unstoppable and it takes us to new places and new states of consciousness. So I hope that you will join me at the Sedona Vedic Astrology in 2019 at the beautiful Poco Diablo Resort, where many of us in the Vedic community have come together now for, I believe it's 4 years. And it is a great time for us to come together to learn and to be inspired by the presence of great healers, great teachers, and great aspirants. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. And see you soon.